16 News now investigates a string of barn fires impacting the farming community here in Michiana.
With arsons now spanning 4 counties, we're taking a closer look at the financial impacts of the blazes as police and the community search for the person behind the destruction.
July 16 News now investigates looked into 7 barns that went up in flames across 3 counties this spring. These were just a few that were caught on camera. Those were deemed suspicious, with the state fire marshal's office investigating. Months later, at least a dozen barns have now been burned, all being investigated as arson, but still without any answers.
Farmers are again on edge as 7 more barns have been leveled in a month's time. 2 barns were burned in Marshall County in the area of Beach and Tyler Roads on September 9th. On September 18th, overnight fires claimed 3 barns. 2 of those happened at the 25,000 block of County Road 38 near Goshen. Another happened at the 62,000 block of County Road 9 near Wakarusa, marking a dangerous change in the apparent pattern of these fires, as a GoFundMe page for the barn's owners say several animals were killed in the blaze. Both families told 16 News Now they don't think these fires were accidental.
There was no activity as far as on my part of anything. There were no bonfires close, anytime close, so I guess everybody's got to make their own guess, but it almost appears like there's been foul play involved.
Then on October 1st, the barn burnings continued near Syracuse. First at the 72,000 block of County Road 43, then at the 13,000 block of County Road 48.
We're the next casualty. Yeah.
The blazes leaving behind just charred remains of 2 barns in Elkhart County, right in the middle of harvest season here in the Hoosier State. Gary Waybright was aware of the string of arsons.
I knew that there were other barn fires been happening all summer. And I knew that we were vulnerable. We sit close to the road. Our house is over here. They have access to the backside of the barn behind the silo there that we wouldn't see them.
He even saw the blaze on County Road 43 on his way home that night.
And I saw that barn burning, and I recognized what barn it was. It was that barn on the east side of the road was Bobeck's barn. And I said, well, they've got another barn tonight, dear.
Both barns hit that night had been standing for over 100 years.
In 2009, they had both been awarded the Centennial Farm Award.
History literally going up in flames. Fire departments across Michiana are urging everyone to keep a watchful eye and report any suspicious people or vehicles they may see near area barns. Jeff Burbrink with Purdue Extension Elkhart County tells us the farming community is unnerved and standing guard.
We've heard of people sleeping in their barns. I've heard of people that may be keeping a firearm close by. We're telling people, if you do run across some suspicious things, call 911 first, gather what information you can, and get that to the Sheriff's Department.
The Elkhart County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help investigating 8 barn fires in the county dating back to April.
They need information. They need things like tire tracks. They need information on maybe description of vehicles. And they need, faces and that sort of thing.
Even the Farm Bureau is getting involved, offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible. Elkhart, Kosciuszko, St. Joseph, and Marshall counties are all contributing to the fund. For the families impacted by these arsons, it's not just memories up in smoke. It's also affecting their bottom line.
It can add up. It's easily going to be well over $150,000, $200,000 easily.
These losses can really pull on the purse strings for our local farmers.
Well, let's just take for hay, for instance. If you had an average sized barn, you might have quite a few tons of hay in there, maybe 500 tons of hay. And, at that, you're looking at $10,000 worth of hay right there. And then by the time you take the lumber to rebuild, which is very expensive right now because of all the shortages, and all the building supplies, and then any equipment, if you had any tractors, or maybe they farm with horses, any equipment like that would be damaged, maybe unusable again.
And the impact for the Amish and Mennonite communities could be even greater.
A lot of times those communities have a pool that they use for disasters like that, and You know, if it occurs over and over again within that church district, then it can strain that church district quite often. So it's not that they're without help, but it strains everybody's pocketbook because everybody chips in.
And while the farming community stands together against these arsons, working to rebuild, the emotional cost continues to add up.
You know, my granddaughters in California, they call on that ball. You know, it's like losing a spirit. And I could walk around that barn and I could still see Dad walking out. You know, it's crazy, it's insane, it's inhuman.
These more recent barn fires just add to an already long list of burnings, with, as you can see here, over a dozen now being investigated, really putting it in perspective. If you have any information on these arsons, you can call the state of Indiana's arson hotline at this number or email the Elkhart County Sheriff's Department tip line. For 16 News Now Investigates, I'm Carly Luca.